Welcome to Manny's TV Talk, where we will talk about all of our favorite reality TV shows and news surrounding them. Grab a snack, a drink, and get comfortable because this starts now. Hello, everybody, and welcome back. Today, we're going to be talking about the new episode of The Real Housewives of Potomac, Season 8, Episode 11. Let's get right into it.
I have no desire, no interest to have a conversation with someone whose existence is inconsequential to my happiness.
My existence is.
So the first scene was really nice. It's 4:30 in the morning, and Wendy and Eddie go surprise their son who is turning 10. So they have little cupcakes and they wake him up. So then we see Ashley and Gizelle. They're coming out with a sport athletic clothing line called G&A. Gizelle says that their line is like a little mixture of Lululemon and Rihanna's Fendi. So, just to get this straight, the two cast members with the worst fashion are coming out with the clothing line. Okay. So then we see Karen, and she's having a bit of a meeting with her aunt Valerie and cousin, and they are there to discuss the project that Karen is going to do in Surry County. So that's exciting, and I'm glad that they can do this. Although the aunt did say just don't do anything freaky, and Karen says, "Well, maybe I'm gonna go and make it into a weed farm." Okay, next up, Mia and Robyn, who have been hanging out a lot this season. So they're going to some place where they put on like some sort of compression socks, and they got on some chairs with blankets. I don't know what that was about. But Mia tells her about the Mother's Day brunch that Robyn didn't go to. Then Mia tells Robyn that the trip that Karen is planning is to Surry County, but they don't know who's going to go just yet. Karen has said that what she was going to do is that she was going to put everybody's name in a fishbowl and then draw out the names to see who will go. Then Robyn, out of nowhere, says that a while ago, she went to have lunch with Karen. Karen said, "Let me show you a picture of Raven." And as Karen was scrolling through her pictures, Robyn says that she saw a picture of herself, of Robyn, her boys, and her parents, her mom and dad. So Robyn says that to her, that confirmed that Karen is obsessed with her. Listen, I don't know if Karen is obsessed with her, but Robyn, if she is, you should be glad that Karen is obsessed with you, because it sure looked like Juan isn't. That Mia talks about what is going on with her, and just her situation is really messy right now. She did mention that she has sought out divorce attorneys at times, and Robyn says, "Oh no, like that sucks." She did throw some shade in her confessional about her being a stripper, but Mia says, "Yeah, we are in therapy. Are you and Juan in therapy?" And Robyn says no. She says that all of the issues in their situation is not with each other. It's like the outside world. Huh? Poor Robyn. She probably thinks she's probably the only one who thinks that her marriage is healthy. Then we see Wendy and Eddie. They go to a Jamaican restaurant, so they talk about her new show, which she hasn't been on over 3 months, because she did end up releasing the show a while ago, but she stopped putting episodes. But anyway, Eddie says that he has a lot going on, because of course he is selling drugs now, weed, and he is an attorney, so multiple income sources. I'm not mad at it. And Wendy does say that he has been coming home very late, so she's been sleeping by herself. He's been coming around 2 o'clock in the morning. I don't know what he's doing, but yeah, they talked a little bit about that. We see another couple. It's a date night with Karen and Ray, although it is not night. It is the middle of the day, which I don't think women appreciate the happy hour menu on a date. But Karen has been telling Ray that he's been working too much. Also, Karen tells him that, because she wants to be on top of her health, she needs to find a trainer. But she wants a male trainer. She kind of wants that eye candy to motivate her, so we'll see how that goes. But most importantly, Karen tells Ray about the farm at Surry County, and she's going to select a few people to go with her to bless her home and have a good time. So Karen sends a message to those people who she selected. She sent in the invitation. A few of them send a heart confirming, but Gizelle, Bryant, says, "Thank you, Karen, but I will not be attending." The next scene is the newlywed royal couple, Iyke and Nneka. Now, I'm sure they love each other, but they're kind of driving each other a little bit crazy. So they are in their beautiful, amazing home that they own, which is actually in Potomac, but it's still a work in progress. and Nneka has a guest over, Gizelle Bryant. So Nneka gives her a tour of the house and everything that's going on, and then Gizelle asks her about the baby making because one of the rooms she has saved for the baby. So Nneka says that she actually went to see another doctor to get a second opinion with Mia, and they might do artificial insemination. So hopefully they can get on that and that will work and she will get pregnant. Gizelle also asks if Karen has been in the house. Has she seen the house? And Nneka says, yeah, Karen actually gave her a tour of all of Potomac and they showed a little clips of that. And when Karen came to the house, though, she told Nneka that this house was in North Potomac. So Nneka says that, Karen was coming for me, saying that I lived in North Potomac. Which, what's wrong with that? What's wrong with North Potomac? Does anybody know? But anyway, Giselle's shady self says, well, you live in the 20854. You own the house. Karen does not. She's a renter. Then they go out to the patio to have a glass of wine, and someone's at the door. Miss Charrisse Jordan. She came with some flowers and a gift, which is actually pretty awesome. And Nneka has been hanging out with Charrisse a few times. I guess she likes her. So then they all go and sit down outside. And right away, Gizelle says, "Oh, Charrisse, Karen was trying to shade Nneka, saying that this was North Potomac." And Charrisse says, "Well, you should have told her that I own it." Ha 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 ha. Oh my gosh. But anyway, in that exact moment, they get a group text from Karen. So Gizelle quickly explains what had happened. So remember, Karen initially she invited Gizelle, Ashlyn, Candiace, and Wendy. Those 4 people to the trip. But Gizelle is explaining to them that she will absolutely not go anywhere, especially in a car for 4 hours, with Wendy, but most importantly, Candiace. And she had already talked to Karen about getting the death threats and stuff because of Candiace, so she's adamant about never going anywhere with her. So the text that they are now getting is Karen saying that now everyone is invited. And something about her getting the liability insurance up, whatever that means. So now Nneka decides, she has to decide if she's going to attend, although Gizelle says, well, you will be a second-class citizen. So long story short, Giselle's not going, and then they showed the messages. Robyn also said that she was not because it was last minute. She had things to do. Mia is not going because she's kind of salty about not being in the original invite. So the girls that are going are Ashley, Wendy, Candiace, and Nneka. Nneka decided to go because she likes Karen. So they are then on their way. They get on that Sprinter, and on their way there, Karen is saying, like, I can't believe Mia, that she's mad that she wasn't in the original invite, and she was going off about she doesn't do, last minute stuff. And Nneka says, well, I did feel the same as she did, because it felt as if it took Gizelle saying that she's not coming for you to invite us all. And Karen says, okay, I get that and I receive that. Then Wendy says out loud that Eddie will be having a cannabis event. Of course, she's not going to invite Nneka, but she's inviting the other one. So then Nneka invites everyone to an unpacking party at her house. And like I said, she is inviting everyone, so including Wendy. And Ashley turns to Wendy and says, oh, she wants you to come. And Wendy says, yeah, skipping 20 million steps. Okay, but to switch the subject a little, Ashley talks about her life, what's going on in her clothing line with Gizelle, although it might sound like an April Fool's joke according to Wendy, so that was funny. This was a long ride, but they finally get to Karen's grandmother's home. When they walk into the house, it was already family in the house. They were waiting for them, and they are looking at some pictures of the family, looking at the house. There is a reverend there. I got chills when they showed that flashback of when Karen and Raven found out about their family lineage, and that Karen's great-great-grandparent was a slave. And now that she, as a black woman, owns the plantation is a powerful moment. So they pray to bless the home. And then it's time for the ladies to get some work. The ladies get dressed in some overalls and some hats, as if they lived in the farm, and they go with some pitchforks and some rakes. And it looks like they were doing, I don't know what they were doing. No one said that they found a snake and that scared them, but they were just playing. They really didn't do anything. They did run across the field, and then they go to sit on a little table, and they have some lunch. Wendy says, thank you for making me the first option. She says that to Karen, shade. So they're eating, there's a huge awkward silence. So then Wendy says that she is there to support Karen because she is supporting. She says, I love my mother, I love my sister, because this is really a sisterhood, and anyone who comes into this circle should have a sisterhood mentality. Then she, right away, says to Nneka, you talked about me, you talked about my mom, you talked about my sister, you called me a bitch. Nneka says, well, I didn't talk about your sister. Yes, I did call you a bitch because you used a curse word when you were talking to me. And yeah, I never said anything about your sister. Anything else that I said was the truth. So then Wendy turns to Ashley and says, quote, I have no desire, I have no interest to have a conversation with someone whose existence is inconsequential to my happiness. Yeah, I know how Wendy talks. And Nneka says, well, my existence is what got you riled up to begin with. And Karen says, honestly, Wendy, just put a pin on it, but I wish you could be open. And then Wendy says that an invitation to something doesn't absolve no one, and if you're going to skip, is like you not taking accountability. Steps have been skipped, and Nneka is honestly, she wasn't like loud, she wasn't combative, she was honestly trying to have a conversation. She was trying to explain, but of course, Wendy does what she does best: gets up, gets loud, and sound ridiculous. So that was the end of the episode. So let me tell y'all something. Potomac feels weird, and I feel like there's always been conflict in the group, don't get me wrong, but this season I feel like it's very different. There's like a huge crack in the foundation, and I feel like the house is slowly coming down. Yeah, it's not good at all. I mean, you got people refusing to film with people saying I'm not gonna go to the trip if they're there, and then the other way around. It's ridiculous, and it doesn't feel like a cohesive group, a cohesive cast. Listen, they need to get their stuff together. But as far as this episode, you guys, let me know what are your thoughts. Also, just comment just a thought. I don't think they're getting a cast trip this season, because I don't. We're on episode 11, and they never showed any of that. I hope I'm wrong, but what the hell? But anyway, you guys, let me know what you thought about this episode about Wendy and Nneka. As you may, as you can tell, I honestly don't think Wendy is being fair. I think she's highly insecure and clearly threatened by Nneka. But y'all, let me know if y'all disagree. And please don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll catch y'all next time. You have a great one. Bye.